I had planned to make this video a few days after the movie came out. I had planned to be critical. I had planned to make it purely for the zeitgeist and to get those clicks and views while it was a hot topic, but as the production history of this movie proves, things don't always go to plan. I never saw the theatrical release of Justice League, so I have nothing to compare this to. Because of that, this is going to be a pretty quick video, but I just wanted to toss in my 2 cents. After finishing watching Zack Snyder's Justice League, I was so surprised by what I had watched that I decided to sleep on it for a day or two before writing the script. I split my watch of this movie into 3 separate sittings, due to my work schedule and, if I'm being completely honest, my horrendously short attention span. Because of this, I was even more intent on ripping it apart after the first sitting because, as I'm sure many people have said, that first half is pretty rough. The pacing is off, a lot of scenes don't feel necessary, and some of it doesn't make very much sense. But that last one may simply be due to my complete lack of knowledge of the DCEU. After that first 2 hours, I didn't feel very motivated to continue, so it took me a few days to come back to it. But when I did, my opinion did an almost complete 180. The scene where Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Cyborg save the kidnapped scientists from the parademons is super fun, and everything from there on out is much more engaging than an impromptu Icelandic choir singing about Aquaman as Bruce just kinda stands there awkwardly. I'm not here to be negative though. There's enough of that shit on the internet, especially surrounding comic book movies. Despite my initial distaste for the first half of the movie, there's one standout component. Victor Stone Cyborg. The only character I felt attached to. Moving forward, once all the exposition and the introductions were done, he moved to the foreground as the center character. All the other heroes felt more like side players that were there just to help facilitate his growth, and I honestly loved it. To be honest, I always viewed Zack Snyder as a guy who just makes feature-length stylistic action scenes, but his attention to Victor's character, and even to an extent Bruce Wayne's, really made me think again. Victor is introduced as being angry, alone, self-loathing, directionless, and full of resentment and survivor's guilt. But through the course of the movie, he learns self-acceptance and how to retain his humanity through forgiveness, love, and embracing his powers to help everyone that he can.
You don't have to be alone anymore.
We can put it back, Vic. Make you whole again. I'm not broken. And I'm not alone.
At the same time, Bruce goes from a hardened, angry, dark and brooding loner to a man who hinges the fate of the entire world on his faith in humanity.
He'll be here, Alfred, I know it.
What makes you so sure?
Faith, Alfred! Faith!
And a willing leader of a group of close friends.
I'm running for more. God help us.
My initial opinion isn't totally wrong though. Zack Snyder loaded this behemoth of a movie up with tons of stylistic action, loads of flashy fights, a plethora of slow-mo, and most importantly, superpowered team-ups. Flash giving Wonder Woman an assist with her sword, Cyborg and Aquaman getting that double crit damage, and the assembly line of ass-kicking that led to the final KO on Steppenwolf, complete with a beheading. It's pretty mesmerizing, and in the best way. This is the kind of thing that Zack Snyder's directing style really lends itself to. And lest we forget the fantastic climax of the heroes losing, only for Flash to break his pre-established rule.
I don't like to break this rule, but when I approach the speed of light, crazy things happen to time.
And reverse time to outrun the demolition of the planet. I went into this movie with such low expectations, and I was very pleasantly surprised. There's no use putting an arbitrary rating on this movie because I don't think it matters. The fact that this movie exists in this form is the only thing that matters. In an industry rife with studio interference and reshoots, test audiences, and algorithms, it's nearly impossible to make a movie true to the original intended vision. The fact that Zack Snyder was given the opportunity is the important takeaway. It's so crazy that in the pursuit of a cash grab or an excuse to promote HBO Max, the studio allowed unhindered creation. This movie isn't just a victory, it's a redemption. Zack Snyder's Justice League is Rocky 2.
Snyder fans.
I think if there's a single superhero movie that Martin Scorsese can look at as not a theme park attraction, it's the miracle of modern Hollywood that is 2021's Zack Snyder's Justice League.